Good evening, everyone. Another episode of AM Daily Crypto News Edition. I'm going to try to get through this without lots of mess ups. I normally do these by myself, and Xander's not in the room, but now Xander's in the room, but I made him put his headphones on because I don't like him listening to how I sound. So, news always from Crypto Potato. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell as always, and follow us on Twitter at AM Daily Crypto, as well as our website amdailycrypto.com. And let's get started after the intro. And we're back. So, first one of the news. Oh, did you guys also like the little baby pump that happened? I'm calling it a baby pump because, again, I don't trust nothing in this space we are in right now. So, we did have a minor baby pump, and I'll check prices at the end of news to give you guys kind of an update about what is going on. So first one off, Gemini silently laid off over 60 more workers, source says. Felix Mullen on July 18th, which was this morning, 2022, an anonymous source linked to the crypto exchange Gemini said that the company had laid off 7% of its workforce. The source, who spoke with the tech media outlet TechCrunch, said that Gemini reportedly fired at least 68 workers in a low-key manner. The source found out about it because the workers were no longer part of the company's Slack group. So far, Gemini has not confirmed or denied the news. However, according to the anonymous source, the crypto exchange is doing extreme cost-cutting practices in order to survive the crypto winter. According to a document obtained by TechCrunch, Gemini could be on its way to 150 more employees, or 15% of the 950 employees it currently has. The document, leaked by one of the employees, caught the attention of Cameron Winklevoss, co-founder of Gemini, who wrote on Slack that it was super lame that one of his employees leaked this kind of information on the web, as it showed how little respect he has for his coworkers. Quote, "Wow, super lame. If you are leaking company information, you are exhibiting a low level of consciousness and respect for your fellow team members who greatly benefit from the openness we are trying to create and foster here," end quote. Gemini has not issued an official statement regarding the leak, although today the cryptocurrency market has returned to the $1 trillion market cap thanks to the jump in price of Bitcoin and Ethereum. It is still too early to claim victory, as several reports from Feingold and Bloomberg indicate that Bitcoin has not yet hit bottom and that it will take several months for the market to recover. Because of that, several cryptocurrencies exchanges, including BitMEX, Coinbase, FTX, and Crypto.com, have executed massive layoffs over the past several months in order to counter the adverse conditions of a bear market that could last longer than expected. As Crypto Potato recently reported, Coinbase, one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, had to lay off more than 1,000 workers, representing 18% of the company's workforce, due to the macroeconomic recession the country is facing. However, the company is accelerating its expansion in Europe as a part of its growth plan. For now, Kraken and Binance appear to be the only big cryptocurrencies that continue to hire staff despite the potential global macroeconomic downturn. Pretty interesting. I wouldn't expect a boss to be like, "Oh, super lame." That's a little ridiculous Tencent's head of insurance to join Animogo Brands as CBO. Written by Shainika Deka. Lu Jieming, head of insurance of China's internet behemoth, Tencent, is all set to join Animogo Brands. According to report, Jieming will be onboarded as Chief Business Officer or CBO by the blockchain gaming platform. Tencent's microblogging site, Weibo, has reportedly confirmed the resignation of Jieming as its executive director due to personal reasons. At Animogo, Jieming will be tasked with managing more than 300 of its acquisition and investment companies and leading in mergers and acquisitions as well as foreign cooperation. Animogo, for one, has been on an expansion spree after the bull run last year that massively capitulated blockchain-based gaming metaverse and catapulted blockchain-based gaming metaverse and the NFT sector. As a result of the growing demand, the company invested, acquired, and as well as forged partnership with several Web3 focused firms in recent times. The Hong Kong-based gaming giant acquired French game developer Eden Games and Australian digital agency B Media in April this year. Sorry if you heard the bang. Cats like to jump up there because it's high. Despite the bear market, Animogo reportedly secured $75 million in a funding round in July. Participants of the round included Liberty City Ventures, Winklevoss Capital, and Soros Fund Management. Following the fundraising, Animogo's valuation soared to $5.9 billion. Doubling down on its expansion plans, the company said it will deploy the funds to hire more people, upgrade its products, and receive licenses for intellectual properties. Pretty interesting. I think gaming to earn is going to be the next big thing. It is a big thing now, but I think it will continue to be big, especially when we move over into the metaverse side of Web3, where a lot of us will be working, living, breathing in front of a computer, which most of us do already, but now it will be from home. Australia's central bank digital assets issued by private firms could be better than CBDCs, Dimitar Zanzarov. Philip Lowe, governor of the Reserve Bank of Australia, believes cryptocurrency issued by private companies could provide more benefits than central banking digital currencies or CBDCs, but only after regulations are implemented. Newer central banks across the globe have been actively exploring a potential launch of a CBDC, which, according to the bankers, could develop the financial system and improve the payment network. China, Nigeria, Japan, and many more are among the countries with the most advanced effort in the field. Interestingly, for a top central banker, Philip Lowe, governor of the Reserve Bank of Australia, argued that digital tokens issued by private entities could have more use case than such released by central banking institutions. In his view, companies are well connected to the innovation sector and thus they better understand the emerging crypto industry. Quote, I tend to think that the private solution is going to be better if we can get the regulatory arrangements right, because the private sector is better than the central bank at innovating and designing features for these tokens. And there are also likely to be very significant costs for the central bank setting up a digital token system, end quote. It is worth noting, though, that some private organizations in the digital asset sector have failed before, while assets issued by such companies have caused crucial losses to investors. One example is Terra. The collapse of the algorithmic stablecoin USD and its native token Luna to provide maximum protection for consumers. Financial products of that type should be strictly monitored by regulators, Lowe warned. Quote, if these tokens are going to be used widely by the community, they are going to need to be backed by the state or regulated just as we regulate bank deposits, end quote. And this is a picture of Robert Lowe. While some countries prefer to test their digital currencies alone, last year the Reserve Bank of Australia chose to join forces with the central banks of Singapore, Malaysia, and South Africa to conduct cross-border transactions using CBDCs. The partners' main goal was to determine whether the financial product could improve the settlement network established between the nations. Moreover, the central banks raised hopes that employing CBDCs could reduce the cost of such transactions and make them more accessible. Quote, the multi-CBDC share platform has the potential to leapfrog the legacy payment arrangements and serve as a foundation for a more efficient international settlement platform, end quote. The Assistant Governor Fazeli Ismail, executive at Central Bank of Malaysia. I mean, I could agree with him. Private firms could be better than CBDCs for several reasons. Sweden's priority should be steel production, not Bitcoin mining, energy minister says. Dimitar Zanzarov, cashier, Farmanbar, energy minister of Sweden, believes the nation's electricity supply should be focused on something more useful than Bitcoin mining. Over the years, the country has made a name for itself as one of the world's biggest steel producers, and that is where it should double down efforts, the politician added. Amidst the energy crisis that reigns across the globe, Sweden's energy minister Kashar Farmanbar urged the local government to devote more electricity to sectors where the nation has leading expertise, such as steel manufacturing, rather than supporting Bitcoin miners. Quote, we need energy for more useful things than Bitcoin, to be honest. We are moving from a period of administration to an extreme expansion where our entire manufacturing industry is seeking to electricity, end quote. Sweden's steel industry produces over 44 million tons, I'm assuming, of crude steel annually. Swedish steel is known for having superior quality and is widely used in automobile manufacturing and the machine sector, producing it up to 2013, though, was an energy intensive process. Consumption deployed in the industry in 1 year equaled almost 20 terahash, 15% of the total annual electricity consumption in the country that year. In the following years, the authorities made certain amendments and the demand for energy in the sector decreased by nearly 2 times. Last year, the Swedish venture Hybrid started manufacturing steel using renewable electricity and hydrogen instead of coal, considered another notable step in making the process greener. On the contrary, Bitcoin is still widely criticized for its electricity consumption and thus harming the environment. According to some estimations, BTC mining requires more energy than what whole countries like Sweden or Ukraine consume per year. In conclusion, Farmanbar claimed that deploying electricity to vital industries is even more important nowadays, considering the financial turbulence and the energy crisis that crippled the world. Quote, there will be bottlenecks And that means you have to look into whether we are using energy in the best possible ways. Bitcoin mining is what we should be using power for when we can use it making fossil-free steel, for example. It is not entirely trivial in a free market, end quote. I'm getting ready to lock some cats in a room right now. Last summer, the governor of Sweden's central bank, Stefan Ingves, claimed that the primary cryptocurrency has emerged to such levels where imposing regulations has become a must. Quote, when something gets big enough, things like consumer interest and money laundering come into play. So there is good reason to believe that regulation will happen, end quote. Prior to that, the country's central bank released its first study on a CBDC. However, the authority said launching an e-krona will be more complicated than initially thought, and that the financial product will see the light of day as early as 2026. That's really far away from now. It's 4 years. Genesis reportedly lent $2.36 billion to Three Arrows Capital, written by Andrew Thoravalas. Genesis Global Trading, a crypto prime brokerage firm, reportedly credited the new insolvent Three Arrows Capital, or 3AC, with $2.36 billion under collateralized loans. As reported by The Block, details on 3AC loans were gleaned from a 1,159-page document uploaded by the advisories firm Tenno on Monday. The filing reportedly shows that Genesis tried to recover some of its losses using arbitration proceedings against 3AC last month. However, the arbitration proceeding was paused after Genesis recruited Tenno to assist with 3AC's liquidation in late June. The document also showed some details regarding 3AC's collateral. It included 17,443,644 shares of Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, 446,928 shares of Grayscale's Ethereum Trust, and 2,739,043.83 AVAX, and 15,583,265 NEAR. As of June 15th, 3AC was short $462 million on its collateral requirements. Genesis CEO Michael Morrow confirmed in June that the firm mitigated its losses with a large counterparty who failed to meet a margin call. However, neither named the counterparty nor the exact figure for losses were given. Later, Morrow confirmed that the counterparty was 3AC and that its loans to the fund had a weighted average margin requirement of 80%. Quote, once they were unable to meet the margin call requirements, we immediately sold collateral and hedged our downside, end quote, he said at the time. Furthermore, Genesis parent company Digital Currency Group, or DCG, assumed some of Genesis liabilities to help it continue to operate. As of Monday, Genesis's parent company, Digital Currency Group, filed a $1.2 billion liquidation request against 3AC. 3AC filed for bankruptcy at the start of July. Former Ripple CTO Jed McCaleb finally gets rid of his XRP. Obviously, dumping spree. Cardano roadmap errors explained. I'm not going to read that. Ethereum well addresses on the rise as ETH nears 1.5K. Of course, let's see. Load more. Can we load more? Thank you. We can read this one. Coinbase acquires crypto asset service provider license in Italy. We are at 19 minutes. Mandy Williams, leading American cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase, said it had received regulatory approval from the Orzamo Agente e Mediatori OAM to operate as a crypto asset provider in Italy. The license shows the exchange to continue to offer its services to customers in the country. Announcing the development today, Coinbase said it had become one of the first crypto firms to meet the new requirements of Italian regulators, which mandate all crypto-related firms servicing customers in the country to source regulatory approval. The OAM's requirements demand foreign crypto companies in Italy to put strict anti-money laundering measures in place before servicing residents. Quote, gaining this regulatory approval is a testament to our close collaboration and positive working relationship with the Italian financial regulators, said Nana Mugurson, Coinbase's vice president of international and business development. The move is part of Coinbase's efforts to strengthen its foothold in European markets. Earlier this month, the company revealed that it intends to acquire regulatory nods in more European countries. With the latest milestone, Coinbase now holds operational licenses in Ireland, Germany, and the United Kingdom and Italy. The exchange also intends to seek regulatory compliance in France, Spain, Switzerland, and the Netherlands. Quote, as we continue to grow across Europe and other regions, maintaining our strong regulatory relationship will ensure that we continue to bring to market the products that our customers want through the most trusted and secure platform in the crypto economy, Mugurson added. While Coinbase remains the largest crypto exchange in the United States, it lagged behind top rivals Binance and FTX in other regions. Binance, for example, has also bagged an operating license from the OAM. In addition to the exchange dominates the Middle East and has secured regulatory approvals in Dubai and Bahrain. Despite the tough rivalry, Coinbase still hopes to become the Amazon of crypto. Earlier this morning, Gulamain Chatian, Coinbase's head of EMEA, Europe, Middle East, and Africa, revealed that the company intends to offer all crypto assets available in the market as long as it is authorized to do so. When Ravencoin, guys, I think that's one of Ravencoin's biggest issues, is Coinbase does not accept it. Let's see. Why Ethereum is up almost 50% in 6 days. George Georgiev. Ethereum is going through a massive rally over the past 6 days as its price increased a whopping 50% over the period against the USD. ETH also strongly outperformed BTC, and it's up 25% against it over the same period, as seen in the chart below. These green candles. This move comes roughly a month after the cryptocurrency was trading within a fairly narrow range, which evidently broke to the upside. As Crypto Potato reported on July 15th, Ethereum's 9 Shadow fork went live, hence putting in some of the final testing step towards the migration to a proof-of-stake network. It was designed to test the updates that were made in the recent Sepoila hard fork, which took place on July 6th. It will also focus on a maximal extractable value, or MEV, boost feature. This one refers to the maximum value that can essentially be extracted from block production and access to the standard gas fee and the block reward. At the moment, since the network is running on proof of work, it is miners that extract MEV However, once the merge happens, it will be validators that will be able to extract maximum value. Another important update to the community received was that the schedule for the release of Ethereum 2.0, the long-awaited event that the entire industry is looking forward to. ETH Dev and Beacon Chain community health consultant Superitz took to Twitter to reveal that the merge is scheduled to take place September 19th under a soft schedule that's not final yet. And this is the tweet. This merge timeline isn't final, but it's extremely exciting to see it coming together. Please regard this as a planning timeline and look out for other official announcements. Let's zoom this down a little bit. I zoomed this up so you guys can see it. Let's see. Do we got one there? There we go. Obviously 27th or 28th of July, announce on the 8th of August, merge on the 11th, and merge 2 weeks later, September 19th. So we'll see how well this goes. At this point in time, I am not holding my breath. And is that it? That is it, guys. Oh, I wanted to read this one, because this is actually pretty interesting. Let's bring this back to 200 so you can see it. Over 160 million shorts liquidated as BTC pushes 22,000 ETH above 1,400. George Georgiev. The cryptocurrency market continues recovering, and over the past few days, it has gained a total of $150 billion to its capitalization, which now stands at above $1 trillion. Bitcoin price is currently trading around 22,000, charting an increase of about 5% in the past 7 days and 2.1% in the past 24 hours. Ethereum, on the other hand, is the absolute leader in terms of price performance over the past day, up 22.6% on the week and 5.5% in the past day. This led to over $250 million in total liquidations, more than $160 million of it, of which were short positions, somewhat expectedly. Data from CoinGlass reveals that the largest single liquidation took place on FTX, and it was an ETH perpetual contract with a face value of $2.83 million. ETH is also in the lead in terms of overall liquidations over the past 4 hours, with 65K worth of it getting liquidated, a total of around $94 million. In aggregation, 64% of the positions that were liquidated were short across the most prominent exchanges, with the biggest liquidation volume being on OKX. Pretty interesting. I know everybody was probably shorting, and then it took off and everyone was like, no, but sometimes that just happens. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a good night, and see you on the next one.